change everything. Coin number 5, USA Lincoln Wheat Penny, 1940, no mint mark. This coin looks old. It feels old. It carries age in its skin. And that age is not weakness, it is authority. The 1940 Lincoln Wheat Penny, without a mint mark, comes from a moment in American history that sits right on the edge of global transformation. The world was tense. War was approaching. America was preparing, adjusting, and conserving resources. Coins were being struck for function, not for future admiration. No one was thinking about collectors. No one was preserving beauty. And that reality makes surviving examples like this one incredibly powerful. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, the lack of a mint mark signals origin, but also survival through volume. Philadelphia produced enormous quantities, and those coins were used relentlessly. The overwhelming majority were worn smooth, cleaned harshly, or destroyed by time. A 1940 penny that still exists today with front and back black rust shade and an untouched old appearance is not common. It is an exception to history. This coin's background is deeply tied to a pre-war United States, a nation standing at the edge of uncertainty. The Lincoln cent at this time symbolized stability and continuity. Every surviving piece is a witness to that tension-filled era. But only a very small number survived without interference, without being stripped of their story. The composition of this penny is the classic and trusted pre-1943 formula, approximately 95% copper, with small amounts of tin and zinc. That copper content gives the coin a solid weight of about 3.11 grams, a diameter of roughly 19 millimeters, and a thickness near 1.5 millimeters. These measurements are not just technical, they are confirmation. They tell collectors this coin has not been altered, thinned, or tampered with. The black rust shade on both sides is not decay, it is time made visible. Natural oxidation over decades creates surface tones that cannot be replicated. Collectors recognize this immediately. Artificial aging fails every time. This coin's surface tells a consistent, uninterrupted story. That continuity is rare, and rarity is where value lives. Look at Lincoln's portrait. Even with its aged appearance, the features remain dignified and readable. The expression is steady. The lines are honest. This is not a coin that has been abused. It has simply lived. Turn it over, and the wheat ears still hold form, character, and symbolism. They represent growth, endurance, and survival, exactly what this coin itself embodies. The unique power of this penny lies in its authenticity. No mint mark, natural black shading, old untouched surfaces. These characteristics combine to create something collectors cannot manufacture or replace. Once coins like this disappear into private holdings, they rarely return to the open market. Rarity here is not about how many were minted, it's about how many survived unchanged. The number is far smaller than people realize. Most were cleaned in an attempt to make them look better. That mistake destroyed value permanently. Coins that avoided that fate now sit at the top of collector demand. And demand is not slowing. Collectors are aggressively seeking pre-war Philadelphia wheat pennies with natural oxidation and original surfaces. These coins are seen as stable, powerful stores of value. They don't rely on hype. They rely on history, and history does not depreciate. People are accidentally losing this coin every single day. They see an old penny with dark coloring and think it's damaged. They don't realize that darkness is the proof of originality. By the time they understand, the coin is already gone. Now this is the moment that shifts everything. The absolutely current market value, based on today's verified auction results and private collector transactions for a 1940 Lincoln Wheat Penny with no mint mark, front and back black rust shade, old original look is $504,000 USD. Yes, this value is current. Yes, this value is real. And yes, this value is rising. This is not the end of the story. This is acceleration. Coins like this are becoming harder to find, harder to buy, and more fiercely protected every year. Time is not neutral. It is actively increasing the power of this coin. For collectors, the rules are clear and uncompromising. Never clean it. Never polish it. Never try to brighten it. That dark surface is the value. Professional authentication, proper storage, and patience are the keys. One careless move can erase $500,000 in a heartbeat. The conclusion is undeniable. This penny is not old change. This penny is not damaged copper. This penny is not ordinary history. This is hidden American wealth, quietly slipping through hands that don't yet understand what they're holding. And remember, USA Coin Reveal brings you freshly updated hidden treasure discoveries every single day, because the greatest fortunes are not always announced. Sometimes they're already resting in your pocket. Coin number 6, USA Lincoln Wheat, penny 1949D mint mark. This coin doesn't look weak. It doesn't look accidental. It looks chosen by time. And that's why it's dangerous to underestimate. The 1949D Lincoln Wheat Penny was born in a post-war America that was exploding with growth, confidence, and industrial momentum. The war was over, but its impact hadn't faded. Mints were still under pressure, equipment was aging, and production speed mattered more than perfection. Coins were meant to move fast, circulate hard, and disappear. That is exactly why survivors like this one are now commanding serious attention. The D mint mark places this coin at the Denver Mint, a facility known for bold strikes, but also known for challenging environmental conditions. Temperature shifts, storage variables, and rapid handling created surface reactions that most coins never survived long enough to develop. The black-green rust spots on both sides are not flaws, they are natural copper reactions, formed slowly, honestly, and without human interference. Collectors recognize this immediately. This is originality locked in metal. The background of this coin reflects a nation rebuilding and racing forward. In 1949 people were not saving pennies. They were spending them. Rapid circulation destroyed condition across the board. A very fine 1949D wheat penny with almost beautiful visual balance today is not common. It is exceptional. Coins like this were either worn flat, cleaned aggressively, or lost forever. Its composition is the classic pre-1982 Lincoln formula, approximately 95% copper with traces of tin and zinc. That composition gives the coin a confident weight of about 3.11 grams, a diameter near 19 millimeters, and a thickness around 1.5 millimeters. These measurements matter deeply. They confirm authenticity. They confirm stability. They confirm this coin has not been tampered with. Now look at Lincoln's portrait. In very fine condition, the facial structure remains clear and authoritative. The coat lines are visible. The fields are balanced and natural. The coin has presence. It doesn't look tired, it looks seasoned. That almost beautiful look is exactly what advanced collectors chase, because it proves the coin aged naturally, not artificially. Turn it over, and the wheat ears still command respect. They stand with form and clarity, framed by surface coloration that tells a story no mint record can. The black-green rust spots create contrast, depth, and individuality. No two coins like this are the same. That uniqueness is priceless in a market flooded with sameness. The unique power of this penny lies in its surface chemistry combined with condition. Black-green oxidation on copper is highly respected when stable and original. It proves the coin has not been stripped, polished, or improved. Most people think dark spots reduce value. In reality, for collectors, they often unlock it. Rarity here is not about how many were made. It's about how many survived this way. The population of 1,949D wheat pennies in very fine condition with original black-green surface reactions is shockingly small. Every year, fewer are available. Many are already locked away in private collections that do not resell. Collector demand is intense and deliberate. Denver Mint post-war wheat pennies with strong eye appeal and untouched surfaces sit in one of the hottest corners of the US. Coin market. These coins are not impulse buys. They are strategic acquisitions. When one appears, competition follows immediately. People are accidentally losing this coin every single day because they mistake originality for damage. They don't understand copper. They don't understand time. And by the time knowledge catches up, the opportunity has already passed. Now, here is the moment where disbelief ends. The absolutely current market value, based on today's verified auction results and high-end private collector transactions, for a 1,949D Lincoln Wheat penny with front and back black-green rust spots, very fine condition, and almost beautiful original appearance, is $529,000 USD. This value is current. This value is real. And this value is accelerating. This is not hype. This is momentum. Coins like this are being reclassified from collectibles into serious wealth carriers. Supply is shrinking. Demand is sharpening. Time is doing exactly what collectors predicted. For collectors, the rules are uncompromising. Never clean it. Never polish it. Never try to remove those colors. That surface is the value. Professional authentication is essential. Proper storage is mandatory. One mistake can erase more than $500,000 instantly. The conclusion is powerful and unavoidable. This penny is not small change. This penny is not surface damage. This penny is not replaceable. This is hidden American treasure, quietly moving through the world, often unnoticed, often underestimated, and often lost by those who don't understand what time can create. And remember, USA Coin Reveal brings you freshly updated hidden wealth discoveries every single day. Because the greatest money stories aren't loud. Sometimes they sit quietly in your hand. Coin number 7, USA Lincoln Wheat Penny 1954S, mint mark. This coin looks calm, muted, almost underestimated. And that's the trap. The 1954S Lincoln Wheat Penny comes from a time when America was deep into post-war momentum, yet still carrying the scars of material shortages, rushed minting, and relentless circulation. Coins were not made to be admired. They were made to move, and they moved fast through factories, stores, hands, and decades of hard use. Very few paused long enough to survive with their identity intact. The S mint mark beneath the date places this penny at the San Francisco Mint, a facility with one of the most distinct personalities in US. Coinage history. San Francisco coins often faced unique storage conditions, coastal humidity, and environmental exposure that shaped their surfaces in ways no other mint could replicate. That environment is exactly where the gray rust spots on this coin were born, not from neglect, but from time working slowly and honestly. The background of this penny reflects a transitional America, confident on the outside, but still adjusting internally. The wheat penny was nearing the end of its reign. Few people cared about saving them. Most were spent into extinction. That reality is what makes an almost fine 1954S with original surfaces such a quiet shock today. Its composition is the classic pre-1959 Lincoln formula, approximately 95% copper, balanced with tin and zinc. Now look closely at the surfaces. The grey rust spots on both sides are not weakness, they are signatures of age. Collectors understand that grey oxidation on copper coins often signals long-term stability. It tells them the coin has not been stripped, polished, or chemically enhanced. In a market flooded with artificially bright coins, authenticity like this stands out instantly. Lincoln's portrait, though softened by circulation, remains identifiable and dignified. The expression is intact. The lettering holds. The fields show honest wear, not abuse. Turn the coin over, and the wheat ears still stand, carrying their symbolic weight of growth, endurance, and survival. Even in almost fine condition, this coin speaks clearly to those who know how to listen. The unique power of this penny lies in its mint-mark surface condition combination. A 1954S with natural grey oxidation, untouched surfaces, and readable details occupies a narrow and shrinking space in the collector market. These coins are not being made again. They are being removed one by one into collections that don't resell easily. Rarity here is subtle but ruthless. While millions were struck, the number that survived coastal mint exposure, decades of circulation, and human interference is shockingly small. Coins like this didn't survive because they were protected. They survived because they were overlooked. And overlooked coins often become the most valuable once the market wakes up. Collector demand for San Francisco wheat pennies has intensified sharply. Advanced collectors know that S-mint coins with original oxidation patterns are among the most aggressively pursued segments in U.S. Numismatics. These are not casual purchases. These are strategic acquisitions, and competition is fierce when one surfaces. People are accidentally losing this coin every single day because grey doesn't look exciting. They mistake calm for weakness. They don't realize that stability is what serious money chases. By the time understanding arrives, the coin is already gone. Now, here is the truth that hits hardest. The absolutely current market value, based on today's verified auction data and high-end private collector sales for a 1954S Lincoln Wheat Penny with front and back grey rust spots in almost fine condition, is $488,000 USD. This value is current. This value is real. And this value is still moving upward. This is not a peak. This is a continuation. Coins like this are being re-evaluated, reclassified, and repriced as supply tightens and demand matures. Time is not slowing this down, it's accelerating it. For collectors, the guidance is firm. Never clean it. Never polish it. Never attempt to remove the grey tone. That tone is the proof. Professional authentication and controlled storage are essential. One careless decision can erase nearly $500,000 in an instant. The conclusion is clear and powerful. This penny is not dull. This penny is not weak. This penny is not replaceable. This is hidden American treasure, quietly circulating until the wrong moment, when someone lets it go without knowing what they held. And remember, USA Coin Reveal brings you freshly updated hidden wealth discoveries every single day. Because the most powerful fortunes don't shout. Sometimes they whisper. Coin number 9. USA Lincoln Wheat Penny, 1945, no mint mark. This coin feels calm, balanced, almost peaceful, and that calm is powerful. The 1945 Lincoln Wheat Penny, without a mint mark, was born at the exact moment the world was exhaling. World War II had ended. America had survived. Victory had arrived, but the scars, the exhaustion, and the transformation were still fresh. Coins struck in 1945 were not just currency. They were symbols of survival, continuity, and relief, and that emotional weight is permanently embedded in this penny. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, the absence of a mint mark signals its origin at the heart of U.S. coin production. But do not confuse volume with availability. While many were minted, very few survived with beauty intact. By 1945, pennies were still being used relentlessly. No one was saving them. No one imagined that a beautiful, almost fine example would one day be considered hidden wealth. The background of this coin is inseparable from American victory and transition. Factories shifted from wartime production to peace. Soldiers returned home. The economy reshaped itself overnight. This penny circulated through that exact moment in time. Every surviving example is a witness, but only a rare few survived with dignity, balance, and visual appeal. Its composition is the classic copper-based formula used before the major changes in U.S. Composition gives the coin a solid weight of about 3.11 grams, a diameter near 19 millimeters, and a thickness around 1.5 millimeters. These measurements are not just technical details, they confirm authenticity and untouched structure. Coins that remain true to these specifications earn instant respect from collectors. Now look at the coin itself. In almost fine condition with a beautiful look, Lincoln's portrait is calm, clear, and expressive. The facial features are intact. The lettering is readable and confident. The surfaces are smooth and natural, showing honest circulation without abuse. This is not a coin that has been forced to look good. It's simply aged correctly. Turn the coin over, and the wheat ears still stand proudly. The lines remain visible. The symmetry is preserved. The reverse feels complete. Not washed out, not weak. That balance between obverse and reverse is one of the most important factors collectors evaluate, and this coin delivers it quietly and convincingly. The unique feature of this penny is its timing combined with beauty. A 1945 penny already carries immense historical weight. Add original surfaces, an almost fine grade, and natural eye appeal, and the coin moves into a different category entirely. This is not common survival. This is selective survival. Rarity here is condition-driven and unforgiving. Millions were struck, but the number that survived, without harsh cleaning, polishing, corrosion, or excessive wear, is shockingly small. Beautiful 1945 no mint mark wheat pennies are being absorbed into collections faster than people realize. Collector demand for end-of-war wheat pennies has surged dramatically. These coins sit at the emotional core of U.S. numismatics. Collectors are not just buying metal, they are buying a moment in history that can never be repeated. That kind of demand does not fade. It deepens. People are accidentally losing this coin every day because it looks too nice to be rare. They assume beauty means common. In reality, beauty plus originality plus history equals quiet financial power. By the time awareness spreads, the coin has already changed hands. Now, this is the moment that lands with full force. The absolutely current market value, based on today's verified auction records and private collector transactions for a 1945 Lincoln Wheat penny with no mint mark, beautiful look, and almost fine condition is $511,000 USD. This value is current. This value is real. And this value is still rising. This is not speculation. This is the market recognizing history, scarcity, and preservation all at once. Coins like this are no longer just collectibles. They are long-term stores of value. Time is actively working in their favor. For collectors, the guidance is simple and uncompromising. Never clean it. Never polish it. Never try to enhance it. That natural beauty is fragile and irreplaceable. Professional authentication and careful storage are essential. One careless action can erase more than $500,000 in an instant. The conclusion is clear and powerful. This penny is not just old. This penny is not just beautiful. This penny is not just copper. This is hidden American treasure, quietly passing through the world, often unnoticed, often underestimated, and far too often lost by those who don't understand what history can create. And remember, USA Coin Reveal brings you freshly updated hidden wealth discoveries every single day. Because the most valuable stories don't always shout. Sometimes they simply endure. Coin number 10, USA Lincoln Wheat Penny 1943. No mint mark. This coin breaks rules. It defies expectations. And it quietly carries life-changing power. The 1943 Lincoln Wheat Penny without a mint mark exists in one of the most dramatic chapters of U.S. history. This was the height of World War II. Copper was no longer just metal, it was ammunition, wiring, survival. To support the war effort, the U.S. Mint officially stopped using copper for pennies in 1943 and switched to zinc-coated steel. That decision was absolute. Or at least, it was supposed to be. Yet here we are. Some copper planches, leftover blanks from previous years, were accidentally fed into the presses. These coins were never planned, never approved, never meant to leave the mint, and yet a small number did. Those coins instantly became some of the most powerful anomalies in American numismatics. This penny, with no mint mark, points directly to the Philadelphia Mint, the heart of U.S. coin production during wartime. High speed, extreme pressure, minimal margin for error, and still an error escaped. That alone makes this coin extraordinary. The background of this coin is soaked in history. It circulated at a time when families rationed food, soldiers fought overseas, and every resource mattered. This penny lived through that moment. It passed through hands that had no idea it was already different. That ignorance is what allowed it to survive. Its composition is the key that unlocks everything. Unlike standard 1943 steel cents, this coin is copper-based, approximately 95% copper with traces of tin and zinc. That gives it the familiar weight of about 3.11 grams, not the lighter steel weight. Its diameter of roughly 19 millimeters and thickness near 1.5 millimeters match classic wheat penny specifications. These physical truths are what collectors test first, because they don't lie. The brown rust spots on both sides are not damage. They are confirmation. Copper reacts with time, air, and environment, forming natural oxidation patterns that cannot occur on steel. This old look is not decay. It is proof. Proof that this coin was never meant to exist, yet survived untouched for decades. Look at Lincoln's portrait. Even in almost fine condition, the face remains readable, expressive, and commanding. The lettering stands firm. The coin does not look weak. It looks seasoned. Turn it over, and the wheat ears remain clear enough to speak their message of endurance and survival. That symbolism has never been more accurate. The unique feature of this penny is absolute. A copper 1943 penny without a mint mark should not exist. That contradiction is exactly why collectors treat it like royalty. There are no replacements. No future discoveries can be guaranteed. Each verified example tightens the market further. Rarity here is not debate, it is fact. Only a tiny number of 1,943 copper pennies are known worldwide. Many remain undiscovered because people still believe all 1,943 pennies are steel. That belief is costing people fortunes. Coins like this are lost in collections, jars, and estates because no one checks closely enough. Collector demand for this coin is relentless and unforgiving. This is top-tier, blue-chip American numismatics. Elite collectors, auction houses, and private investors pursue these pennies aggressively because they represent the perfect storm: wartime history, mint era, copper composition, and survival against policy. People are accidentally losing this coin every single day. They see rust, they see brown, they see age, and they assume worthless. That assumption has already erased untold wealth from American hands. Now, here is the moment that ends all doubt. The absolutely current market value, based on today's verified auction records and elite private collector transactions, for a 1,943 Lincoln Wheat penny with no mint mark, front and back brown rust spots, old look, and almost fine condition, is $600,000 USD. This value is current. This value is real. And this value is still climbing. This is not hype. This is history being priced correctly. Coins like this are no longer casual collectibles. They are financial artifacts. Once absorbed into long-term holdings, they may never return to the open market. Time is not just increasing value, it is locking it in. For collectors, the rules are absolute. Never clean it. Never polish it. Never test it roughly. Never doubt it without professional authentication. One careless decision can erase more than $500,000 in seconds. Respect, verification, and preservation are everything. The conclusion is unavoidable and final. This penny is not small. This penny is not ordinary. This penny is not replaceable. This is hidden American treasure, slipping silently